In this episode of Bear Podcast,
Interstellar,
Man with the Micro Penis,
Obama Net Neutrality,
and Penis Princesses.
all these coming up. Stay tuned. Bear Podcast 543.
Hey, all you bears!
He's texting to bump into Big Hairy Man.
So scientists may have finally solved the puzzle of what makes a person gay.
Well, I'm not taking you to him, so scrub there, fix it for you.
Can I do the podcast in my underwear?
Gay, the geek and the bizarre.
Just one of those things that's fun and cute. That's 2 glasses of wine.
Two
He's a lightweight, so it don't take much.
You're listening to BearPodcast.com.
Okay, fine. You really have to. Welcome everyone to Bear Podcast. I am Nard.
And I am Ray.
And welcome to episode 543. And it's a Tuesday, November 11th, 2014.
It is Veterans Day.
It's Veterans Day. That's right.
I'd like to, today we honor our veterans in the U.S., the men and women who fought for our freedom. Some gave the ultimate sacrifice of their lives for our country. I personally like to thank my granddaddy Boland, Papa Priest for their service in World War II, my Uncle Earl for fighting in Vietnam, my Uncle Junior for peacetime service during the Cold War, Robbie for being in the Navy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he was in the Navy for a while. To Robbie's dad, Edward O'Donnell, for the stories of what he's told about what it was like to be in World War II and being a merchant marine during the Vietnam War and other conflicts when he was hauling supplies over for the U.S. government to the different areas that were in battle at the time. So again, thank you all for your service.
Thank you very much for your service. Yeah, to all the veterans.
Yep.
That's right. Okay, so it's a it's November and Thanksgiving is coming up. It's going to be very busy.
Yeah. What happened on the 7th of November?
7th of November. What happened last Saturday? What was it? No, 7th. Friday?
Remember the 7th of November.
No, it's the 5th of November.
Damn, I can't ever get it right. I can never remember.
That's why I couldn't remember the 5th of November. Right?
5th, 7th, it's in the same week, okay? It's in the same week.
All right.
I tried.
Mm-hmm. So, actually, Ray and I just came from Quiznos. Not that they're paying us to say this, but...
I know, but we like to eat at Quiznos.
Mm-hmm.
If they would like to sponsor us, call us.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you get? You got black anus, right?
I got black anus
Black
and broccoli and cheese ooze.
Oh. You know what? That's so cheesy. I think it's more cheese than broccoli.
Yeah, that's the best part about it.
Oh, God. Well, I just had one of those honey barbecue? No, not honey barbecue. Honey mustard.
Okay.
Honey mustard chicken, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've been cheesed out for the last couple of weeks because ever since the Halloween party, I made this big vat of cheese dip.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we only used like half of it at the party, got eaten. So we kept it, and then Robbie had made this pork. My mind just went blank. Pork.
Pulled pork?
Like a pulled pork thing.
Oh, okay.
So
like a pork shoulder. It's really big.
Oh yeah, he took put it pork carnitas or something like that.
Oh, carnitas. Okay. Oh, those are so good.
So it was very good.
That's his specialty, isn't it?
Yeah.
He always likes doing. I love it when he does
he's
that.
Puerto Rican.
I know. Yeah.
So anyway, he took the cheese dip that was left over and the pork carnitas that was left over and made like a casserole with it. And it was awesome, pretty awesome. So it was very good. I've been having a lot of cheese since Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to let the cheese go.
You're going to cut the cheese.
Cut the cheese because I don't know, I start taking a whole lot more fiber. But
yeah.
Anyway,
we have last weekend. I guess you watched Interstellar. Huh?
Of course, I watched Interstellar in IMAX. Did you watch it in IMAX?
Oh, I didn't. But
oh my God, in IMAX, it's incredible.
It's incredible in IMAX.
When those organ starts blowing, it's like ding, 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 blows you out of your seat. It was awesome.
Okay, Interstellar. I could say right now.
Spoiler alert.
A little bit of spoiler alert. Not too much. It's a sci-fi made for geeks.
Yes.
But not a sci-fi geek or a computer geek, but more of a theory, relativity geek, like a physics and that kind of nerd. It's
kind of like if we traveled outer space, what's really going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what
we can't get on the warp drive, so you know.
Yeah, there are no warp drives, but there's a wormhole that they
talk
about.
Yes.
But then
and there's a black hole.
There's a black hole.
And time dilates.
And event horizons. In having to experience how to pass through the event horizon, stuff like that. So, um, yeah, it's just amazing that the all the talk. It's all geek talk.
Yeah.
It's all geek talk.
But it's based on what we know now.
Yeah, they did say about 70% of what they said there is pretty much true, and most of it are the 30% are just really made up. Especially the towards the end, he survived, and then he was in this library and everything, and he was doing something with the gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that part, that's not very possible.
Yeah.
But then all the other stuff like what
Well,
do
we
you
don't
do?
know it's not possible.
I know that's pretty much I guess they
I
theorized.
mean,
that's
once
what's gonna
we
happen.
advance, and we eventually, at one point, the whole theory of this movie is we advance to the point where we're not corporal anymore, and we were the beings saving ourselves in the past.
Yeah. So what's interesting there also is the concept of the theory of relativity, wherein if you travel faster than light, or if you're in another dimension or another part of space, that for you 1 hour is actually 7 years here on Earth. So things like that, that every minute counts, that you stay in this in this world would be.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
on one planet, because it's so close to the black hole, the time was changed.
the time was changing. Yeah.
So they went down and were there and there for about a little over an hour, and they come back and 20 years had passed.
Yeah, 20 years has passed, and they would receive these videos that their children are growing up really fast, stuff like that. So it's just interesting that it's not much about the it is about the theories and the math, the date math on that one. But how do you react to people? How do you treat people? How do you react to your situation that people around you are growing older so much faster than you?
Yeah.
So,
well, a lot of the sci-fi books I read address that they usually people that do space travel don't have families, or they were like an only child, and it's one of those things that there's no ties, because you could go out on a journey, on a voyage, and come back, and everybody is dead because 100 years have passed.
yeah, that's right.
And then there was also those things that 100 years has passed, and you're on a piece of technology that's 100 years old, and they got this new stuff, so you come back and have to learn all this new technology because you've been gone for 100 years.
Yeah. Also, what's funny, because there was this plan A, plan B.
Yeah.
The plan B was kind of, if all things fail, let's keep the human race alive.
Yes.
So how do you do it? You repopulate. Using, you have your, I guess they're embryos, right?
Well, they had frozen embryos, fertilized embryos that were frozen. I think it was like 10 or 20,000 of them they had frozen.
Yeah. So, and then it just needs I guess a human to take care of it.
I don't know, because they only sent one woman out there.
I know. Is she going to be?
So I assume that they had a way to artificially recreate the womb.
Yes.
Almost like cloning.
Yeah.
So that they had a way, and they had the technology, and then they could do so many at a time, and all this kind of stuff.
So okay, so what do you think when Anne Hathaway? Because Anne Hathaway was one of the characters. I found it funny because when she was all alone there, staring at on the barren land, and she set up already the colony, the smallest colony that she was doing. Because I was thinking she's gonna start singing, "I dreamed the dream of days gone by." It looked like that, but she was in a spacesuit and just staring in the air.
The sad thing is, it's one of those movies you got to see a couple times to catch everything. Because afterwards, me and Robbie got arguing about some different aspects of the movie. He said that the wormhole appeared back in the 60s, and I was like, no. The time frame of this movie is set in the near future, so it's in like the next 100 years after us.
Yes, because it's a little bit of high tech already.
Yeah, because there's some stuff like solar powers that can power a whole machine, and batteries and stuff like that wasn't here. That's not here now.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, this happened back this started off in the 60s. I was like, no, because of Michael Caine's character, because his age, and he said they found the wormhole 48 years ago. Well, Robbie was like, oh, that was back in the 60s. I'm like, Robbie, it's not current time, it's the future.
I wonder if you guys are still interested in listening to this.
So, anyway,
Sorry.
so we can go on. It's one of those movies you need to see a couple times, but it's
If
a good
you're a
movie.
math geek or a relativity geek or a physics geek,
Or you
might
just
want
like good sci-fi.
good sci. Yeah, it's a lot of talking, a lot of theorizing. So
Yeah.
it will make you think. I enjoyed it for that geek factor.
Yeah.
But if you're, if you like chick flicks and everything, you might not like this. Okay. So, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of a guy's movie.
All right, let's move on to our topics for today.
Okay,
God,
so-
it's 10 minutes of just
I know.
talking about Interstellar.
Okay. So, Maynard opens up about his life with a micro penis.
Excuse me? No, it's not me. It's somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. It is estimated that 0.6% of the male population have penises that are smaller than 2 3/4 inches when fully erect. A micropenis.
That is sad.
The smallest minority of men with this condition are endowed with what's called an inconspicuous penis. I thought most penises were inconspicuous. A penis that's not deseparable from the scrotum, many of which are in fact actually webbed because of stigma and culture fueled by machismo, and the subject of micropenis is rarely talked about unless it's a punchline. And the men who have them say, stay in the shadows.
You know what you call that? Those penis, it's like, like an acorn in a bush.
Yeah.
In a situation, it's just the head.
I dated a guy one time that had like a micro penis. I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, he was the bottom. I had the parts I needed.
Oh, okay.
So, and that was a long time ago. And one of his issues was like when we first started dating, we went on a date, and then we went on another date, and he was like, okay, before we have sex, I need to tell you something. And I'm like, what? He said, I have a very small penis. And I'm like, okay.
So you're a bottom, right?
Yeah, right.
I guess he said, I have to be.
No.
No.
But when he got naked, it was really small.
It's smaller than what you thought.
What I thought, yeah, it's small.
Like it was all head.
It's like that.
Oh, you know what? I did date a guy where it's like that. It's like pencil thick. I did, well, not small, but small enough.
Yeah.
But not micro. But it's like a finger almost.
Yeah.
So.
And it didn't bother me. I still had fun with it. So
okay.
You know.
All right. So anyway, what are we gonna do here? It's actually like.
This is the article, and this is from a 51-year-old English teacher based in the UK. And he opened up about his life with a micropenis in an illuminating interview with the New York Magazine. So I'm going to ask Maynard some questions, and he's going to respond with his micropenis response.
Okay, this is a very long article, but
Okay.
we'll try to.
Okay.
Okay.
How big is your penis?
How big is your penis? Wait, is that the first one?
First question.
It's the first. It says here. Oh no, it's okay. It says here it varies a lot, but I will give you my latest findings from tape measure department. The maximum length is 2 inches soft and 3 inches hard. The circumference is 3.3 inches soft and 4.0 inches hard. Oh God, that's really really small.
Well, I mean, it's a micropenis.
It's a micropenis.
Yeah.
Okay.
When did your penis stop growing?
Okay. When I was 14, God, I feel bad that I'm the one answering this. Okay, when I was 14, quite honestly, my
Don't do
interest.
voices, man.
The two voices. Okay.
Voices.
Okay, quite honestly, my entire life has been shaped and damaged by my penis size. I'm still not really over it, even though I'm way into middle age. I've had relationships, but they've never been terribly good, particularly not from my partner's point of view. I always feel like I can't do what I should be able to do as well as most people. That's what I worry about. And doctors have never been any help. So what kind of positions can you do if you have a micropenis?
I don't know. Listeners, what
Yeah.
kind of positions can you do if you have a micropenis?
What positions do you do?
I just lay there.
I just-
I just lay there.
I'm thinking, how can they do it if it's really
I'm a
small?
lazy top.
I guess the partner would be on top, or I don't know, doggy style would be easier.
I guess doggy style.
Doggy style might be easier,
Yeah.
but then you have to really straddle or something like that.
I mean, I'm sure there are ways around it. I mean, I'm sure not every guy's got like the biggest dick ever, and depending on size and stuff, you have to do different positions to make it work. So,
Mhm.
did you feel more comfortable showing your penis to other men?
Okay, men made me feel stranger than women did. Really? Oh, I bet. I guess, yeah. They objectified me as the little dick guy and were more. Don't isolate that, guys, okay? Okay. They objectified me as a little dick guy and were more likely to humiliate me. But humiliation can be quite enjoyable in itself if you get twisted enough. That's when I thought maybe I should reveal and flaunt my small penis. Well, they can't do helicopters.
Not hard, they can't.
Hard they
Can't.
if it's
Soft, they
if
can do a
it's
little
soft they
helicopter.
can.
They can do a propeller.
Can propeller like a very
Yeah.
very small fan.
Okay. So this guy apparently had sex with men.
Really?
Yes. So what role did you take when you had sex with men? And did
Wait a
you
second. This
enjoy
guy's
it?
bisexual. Okay, I was usually I was usually the bottom. That's what he said. Although I did have a night with a guy who just wanted to suck me. It was a bit shock. I was a bit shocked at the time and did not enjoy it as much as I should have. I'm still unsure about all this. Like I said, I was simultaneously attracted to the gay scene and yet averse to the idea of having sex with a man. Maybe I was just too cowardly. If I had let go and made myself become a real gay,
Real gay.
yeah, real gay, that might have been my salvation. So if you went full gay, then he would have been a big bottom, and then yeah, he would have enjoyed it more, I guess.
I don't know. See.
Okay.
Can you have penetrative sex?
Okay, it says it's really very difficult. That's what he said. All the other things are fine. Oral, manual. How do you do manual with 2 fingers? 2 fingers, I guess. And I have never got into all additional things. The toys, the strap. See, he has to use a strap-on now. The strap-ons and the vibrators. I don't like it. I love bodies. Touch and all those things are great. But full sex is something I just can't do properly. My penis is just not big enough. Oh, he's very honest about it. When I'm having sex, I'm always aware that she's probably pretending to enjoy things. She's got to be faking it. To enjoy
I think
things.
a lot of women do that.
A lot of women do that?
I think they do.
To enjoy things more than she really is. And the last woman I was with admitted that was true, and that was just stopped me dead. Oh my God, I'm sorry for this guy. I knew it was true, and of course, it's not her fault. It's my fault. It's not your fault either. You know, nature gave
Yeah,
that
but
to
it's
you.
one of those things that, it's nothing you can do about it. I mean, nature, genetics played a part into it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think a lot of guys would like to have bigger penises. I know some guys that have bigger penises wish they had smaller penises.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Really? Guys with big dicks would like to have smaller penises?
I don't know. I'm just making this shit up. I'm hoping they do.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Really?
well,
I wish I had
Well,
a
you look
small
at some of the
penis.
porn stars and their dicks hanging down to here. What the hell are you going to do with a third leg?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, honestly, once you get past 8 inches or 9 inches,
What do you do?
what do you do?
I mean, are you talking about flaccid?
Hammer nails in with it or something?
Are you talking
I
about
mean,
flaccid?
Well, no, I'm talking about hard. I mean,
If it's hard?
you see the porn stars that have like these big old 13-inch dicks and stuff, and I know some guys just like, if it's over 6 inches, it ain't coming nowhere near my ass.
If it doesn't fit his mouth, it doesn't go inside his
No, if it's
his
over
ass.
6 inches, it ain't going in anywhere. So,
Oh my God, it's really sorry for this
So-
guy. So, what's the next one?
is there any sexual activity for which you think having a small penis works in your favor?
Yes, oral sex. So that's what he said.
Okay.
Giving it rather than receiving. Oh well, how about receiving? I'm often worried that women who feel they have to return the favor. Oh, but I would need to be very thoroughly persuaded that any woman would really want to put my horrible little penis in her mouth and then taste the result. I would like to think I might be good at other things, maybe as a gentle miniature introduction to anal sex, but I have never had the nerve to ask if it might be wanted.
Oh.
Well, it's hard with vaginal sex. Why would he do anal sex then?
Well, sometimes, depending on where the placement is, you might be able to get in there more further than you could.
Oh yeah.
vagina.
That's right. If the person is lying down on the belly, and yeah, if you can do from the top that way, I think you can do it. Okay.
So, do you feel you need a disclaimer before you get naked, or do you do it when you're in the moment?
Where's that? Let me see.
It's on down.
Is it way down? Oh, okay. I've fallen in love so many times in the last decade. That's what he said. And oh God, this is what really kills me. There are some people who must wonder why the fuck I acted so weird with them. Yeah, I probably would be too.
Well, it's like one of those things. It's like you meet somebody, you're really attracted to them, and then they're like, "Oh,
Oh,
you have a small penis."
you have a small penis. Because we got
Because we
to.
know some gays are like, "Bye bye."
I know. So yeah, actually, I have a story about this. Being somebody
Rejected.
not really rejected, but actually, we had him in the show. Remember, we had a transgendered.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, his name is Michael. We had him in the show back in 2009. He's a big bubba guy. He's a trucker looking, balding, full beard, hair and everything. But then actually he's transgendered. He's a vagina. So he hooked up with a guy before. He was telling me a story. I think it was. I'm telling this because it was talked about on the show back then. That the guy who he was kind of dating, or not dating, but get the hookup, and then pulled up his pants and saw that, oh, what the fuck. Yeah, I was about to tell, but still they did it. I don't know what they did, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I guess that's the part there. It's kind of awkward
Yeah.
whether you have a micro penis.
Well, I guess it's kind of like talking about anything. I mean, I guess it's like going in and going out on a date with someone, and they're like wanting to have sex, and like you have to go back and say, "Oh, I have an STD, or I'm HIV positive, or
Mhm.
I got a big clitoris, or my butt's too tight, or my butt's too loose, and yada
Mhm.
yada yada." I mean, it's one of those things. It's just like
Yeah, it's one of those
dealing
things.
dealing with sex.
Yeah.
Then it comes down to, do you like the person more than all the physical stuff? So,
Hmm.
so
Okay.
do you use condoms?
Okay. Here's his answer. That's a terrible story. When I was desperate to get into bed, to get into women, I was trying to find condoms that worked, but I still haven't found one. You can get ones that are really small, but there's so many sad stories of that. Oh no, there are small ones these days, but back then you couldn't. It was one size fits all, and it didn't. It didn't fit at all by any means. And of course, the few girls that I've known had practiced with their boyfriend the best way of putting on condoms. But when they met me and had to deal with me, it was just totally different. It's like the banana. It's not like a banana at all. It's like a battery. Oh my God, it's like a battery.
Mm-hmm.
All I can ever do is say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, and apparently the guy that interviewed this has issues with having a small penis.
Hmm.
I mean, he all through the article he keeps apologizing for having a small penis.
That's really sad that you have to apologize for being yourself.
Yeah, for being something that God made you. So,
You know who likes small penises?
Dave,
Yep. Okay. Dave is watching right now. So.
yeah, Dave's watching right now. So, Dave, guys, for you. But
Okay.
but no, I mean, is any listeners out there that
If
have
you're
issues, and you don't have to tell us your name. You can just shoot us an email, and we won't say your name on the show.
if you
Or
have
leave
a
us a voicemail.
if you have a micro penis, please let us know and tell us about your experience.
Your experience, so that because it shouldn't be that big a deal. I mean,
It's not. I don't think it's a big deal. Not for for
I
gay
mean,
guys.
so
No.
there are some challenges, I guess. If I was a bottom and my top had a micro penis and I wanted to be penetrated, it might be an issue. But I mean, that's one of those things that you hopefully figure out pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, there are alternatives.
Yeah, there are
There's-
alternatives. There's toys and
There's
stuff.
there's toys, strap-ons, oral. Yeah, so many things to do.
But let us know what experiences y'all have had.
Let us know if you have a micro penis.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be the title of the show.
Okay.
Let us know.
Maynard has a micro penis.
No, I do not. I have a party size.
Party
one.
size.
Yes, party size.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's
All right.
move on to
entertainment.
Why is this entertainment?
Well, it's a book.
Oh, it's a book. Okay.
It's a book. Yes.
Entertainment? Okay.
Well, books are part of entertainment.
Well, yeah, but it's a touchy subject.
Well, it's a touchy subject, yes, but I thought it was a good subject, considered that we both kind of like the what you call it,
The Da Vinci
the
Code.
Da Vinci Code.
Oh God.
So, Jesus married Mary Magdalene, fathered 2 children. New book claims Jesus Christ was not crucified, but instead raised a family with Mary Magdalene while surviving multiple assassination attempts. A controversial new book sensationally claims. Professor Barr Wilson and writer Shmika Jovanovic,
Simcha Jacobovici.
Kabogovic, how do you say it?
Jacobovici.
Alleged in the Lost Gospel to be released Wednesday that Jesus married the prostitute and went on to have 2 children with her. So this is a new book that's coming out that claims this. According to the document we uncovered, sometime during this period, he became engaged, got married, had sexual relations, and produced children, the book states. The duo also claims that there was a series of assassination attempts on both the historical figures and their infants' lives, including one when Jesus was 20 years old.
What? But in the Bible, he was 33. Wait, he was 30 when he became, when he started doing the baptisms in the river, and what river was that? Jordan River or something?
I think so.
I can't remember. But then 3 years later, that's when he got
Yeah.
crucified and stuff. So 20 years old.
And they say that Jesus was a well-connected man with the links to most powerful political figures in the Roman Empire. Wilson, a professor of religious studies at York University in Toronto, and an Israel-Canadian writer and filmmaker, published the book on Wednesday. They said it's based off a translation of an ancient Aramaic manuscript found inside the British Library. So
This changes everything.
Well, this would change everything if it could be proven. I mean, it's just like the Da Vinci Code. The whole premise of that book was that they produced a child, and there's a lineage going back to Jesus Christ, which would totally throw most of the religions in the world off kilter.
Yeah. So, to me, well, I don't know if you guys, if you're watching your religion, you have your people have beliefs, okay? To me, this is more plausible. This is a lot more believable for me. That's what I think.
But then if he doesn't die and raise from the dead, how does he become the divine?
I don't know. That's the point.
But that's what the whole Da Vinci Code said.
That's what it is.
So, well, the Da Vinci Code, they said he died, but he had already married Mary Magdalene. And
so he had a child already.
Yeah,
and
she
stuff
was
like
pregnant
that.
when he died. So.
But of course, that's a book of fiction. But this one,
is it?
Maybe not.
Maybe
but
the Illuminati was putting some stuff out there to start preparing people for this book. How do you know?
Maybe that's the case too. But to me, this is more plausible. I'm sorry, but that's how I think. I mean, this is more believable in a sense. You know, are you offended?
No, I'm not offended. I think it's actually a very. It's an
interesting take on it.
It's a very interesting take on things, and if it's actually, if it was actually true, there's somebody with a lineage to actual Jesus Christ walking the earth today.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that do? Does that make them the king of all kings?
Or it could be a very rich Jew in New York.
They don't have to be Jews.
They
don't have to necessarily be rich Jew in New York. I mean, but literally, that would change the foundation of most religious structures.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because, I mean, the whole thing was that Jesus died and ascended into heaven, and he didn't have any progeny, or they'd have been made, because he was considered the King of Kings, so they'd have been made royalty.
Well, royalty is really, because it was not like rich royalty. It's more like kingdom of heaven royalty, right?
Yes. But still, the power and influence that somebody like that would sway.
Yes. Which,
it's kind of like the Pope saying, oh, by the way, I'm the descendant of Jesus. And
yeah. So it does say here that, and they say that Jesus was a well-connected man with links to powerful political figures in the Roman Empire, which I think is, like I said, more believable. We're gonna say.
So
it's interesting. So it's coming out tomorrow.
I think it comes out on Wednesday. So, but Fox News reported on it, so it's probably all fake.
Oh, Fox News did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
So
why would Fox even cover this?
But this guy's come under criticism before for doing past hoax with the sort of same thing, and they've been dismissed. So.
Oh, the same writer?
But one of the writers. So.
Oh, one of the writers. Maybe it's a book of fiction.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I don't know, but it's very interesting. Anne Rice has a couple books out that she wrote about the earlier life of Jesus and what she imagined he went through, and growing up as a kid and being a young adult and stuff that were very good, that I read, that I liked a lot.
And there were no vampires involved?
No vampires involved, no.
Okay.
No Lestat running around, anything like that. It's basically, she imagined what it was like for him being a child, his parents knowing who he was and supposed to become, and then still trying to raise him right. There's also a thing in the book about that he was attracted to another guy.
Oh, really?
Yes, that there were some relations there, or that there was an attraction there, but he wouldn't act on it because this, that, and the other side. So
he did say to Peter, Peter, do you love me? 3 times, Remember in the
Mhm.
Bible, he did say that.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know what kind
Well,
of love.
he
though.
ran around with John the Baptist, who's a leather dude. So
John the Baptist is a leather guy.
yes, he walked around with animal skins on him.
Oh, so that kind of leather. Okay,
So
it's not.
anyway, we're probably gonna get some emails about being sacrilegious here.
Oh
now.
my God!
But
Email us show at bearpodcast.com. All right. Now it's time for the gay, the geek, and the bizarre.
okay. In honor of today being Veterans Day, our gay is about a 92-year-old World War II vet who fought Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Upper Arlington, Ohio. Like thousands of other young men in the 1940s, Rupert Starr joined the Army, fought overseas, and saw his share of hardships, including several weeks as a German prisoner of war. He returned to Ohio with a Bronze Star for heroism and a secret. Not until his service as a military man was needed once again, this time as an activist against the Pentagon's Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy, did Starr, who is gay, slowly step out of the closet. Now at 92, still on the go, Starr, known universally by his family as Twink,
Really?
yeah,
90-year-old named
is
Twink?
unabashed for his support for fellow gays in the service and the love of his country. They were saying that you could not have the courage or the nerve to be in combat and you weren't qualified to protect your buddy because you would give up. You'd fade or you'd die. You'd cry, said Starr, who was honored last week at a Stonewall Columbus Veterans event. Well, that's not true, he said, and I can prove it.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's okay. So he's a veteran, 92 years
Yeah.
old. When was Don't Ask Don't Tell? When was that? When
in the
did
last
that
6
end?
years,
the
it's
past
been
6
since
years?
we doing the podcast.
Okay, that's right. It's been a long time.
Not that long a time.
Well, yeah.
So
Oh my God, it's a long time ago. So
So-
now he's 92.
Yeah.
All right.
And Starr was a liaison officer with the 422nd Regiment of the 106th Infantry Division. Was shipped overseas in October of 1944, first to England, then to St. Vith, Belgium. He was returning to headquarters from a mission trying to establish regiment's whereabouts in the Battle of the Bulge when he and a sergeant were captured by Germans on December 21st, 1944. Starr survived a series of harrowing travails as a POW, including 8 days in a boxcar jammed far beyond capacity with the other prisoners and forced marches into sub-zero weather before finally arriving in a small German town where his captors fled ahead of the Russians in mid-February of 1945. He arrived home in Boston in April of 1945.
So
after
that's
the war's,
2 months.
So
2
yeah,
months
he was a prisoner of war for a little bit there.
Wow,
So-
that's really scary. Well, do you think things happened back?
Well, I don't know.
would
I'm
imagine.
assuming so. Well, I'm assuming that happened. I mean, there's stories of a lot of people. I've read a couple really good stories about gay soldiers in Vietnam,
Mm-hmm.
about their love for them, and most of the people in the platoon didn't have a problem with it. So the only thing is, well, a couple of them, one of them died and the other one lived,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't given rights to see each other or anything like that. But that was back in the 70s. So,
Okay.
but anyway, Starr went on to marry become partners with Alan Wingfield, and they were together for 53 years.
Wow,
So
as a gay couple.
as a gay couple.
Wow, 53 years. That's even longer than the guys from Vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you know, with,
Yeah.
what's his name? Didn't you watch Vicious before? What's his name? Ian McKellen.
Ian McCall, yeah.
And his partner in the movie. Yeah. In the TV
So
show.
if any of y'all are veterans and have true stories about being gay in the military before Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed, write in and tell us. Or give us a call and tell us your story in a voicemail.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. You can write us. We can have you in the show.
Yeah.
You can do that too. Okay, so
I've heard numerous interesting ones about semen and what happens on ships.
that kind of semen.
Yes.
I mean, you mean Navy? In the
Navy,
Navy. In the Navy, those
Yeah.
seamen. There's seamen by the seashore. Okay, let's go to the geek. The geek here is, of course, something that affects us, even this podcast, very much. Okay, here we go. Obama endorses net neutrality. So President Obama came out strongly Monday for the concept of net neutrality, saying that an open internet is essential to the American economy and increasingly to our very way of life. In a written statement, Obama asked the Federal Communications Commission to create a new set of rules protecting net neutrality and to ensure that phone, that phone and cable companies will not be able to act as a gatekeeper, restricting what you can do or see online. So the FCC is nearing a decision. I hope they really decide really well. So net neutrality supporters hailed the president's comments as a victory for internet users and free speech advocates. Critics, including major corporations and Republican lawmakers, called it an overreaction that will lead to lawsuits, worse service, and higher prices. I don't think so. So Tom Wheeler, the Obama-appointed chairman of the FCC, said that, like the president, I believe that the internet must remain an open platform for free expression, innovation, and economic growth. We both oppose internet fast lanes. The internet must not advantage some of the detriment of others to the others. So, what have you heard about? What have you learned about the net neutrality?
I don't know. It's been very confusing what they're trying
Okay.
to get across.
I will explain.
Break it down.
I'm gonna break it down as much as I can. This is what I've known for this many years. I've been talking about net neutrality. The ISPs can actually throttle you. They want to have the capability to throttle, to slow down your internet unless you pay a premium. Meaning, without net neutrality, ISPs can actually say that, oh, you want to watch YouTube? Okay, here is the package for YouTube, and then then your YouTube videos will be faster. It could also affect, like I said, this podcast. Let's just say we have a competing podcast called let's say what the Daily Tech News Show that I always watch every week. It's possible that they would pay a premium to what do you call this to someone, I don't know. So their download would be faster than my downloads, than our downloads. It's possible that the videos coming from Netflix, if Netflix could pay more so it could downstream faster to us, but then if they access BearPodcast.com, oh, they're not paying. BearPodcast.com is not paying anything. We're gonna slow down the downloads from them. So that's what the ISPs can do without net neutrality. They can throttle you unless you pay a premium.
Well,
So
they've already been doing that. AT&T's been slapped on the hands, and they're saying, "Oh, that's BS."
oh,
But we
yeah,
all know that AT&T Uverse internet is slower than
the Comcast,
Comcast.
or Time Warner. So I think they already did that. They already did that with Netflix also. So they would slow unless Netflix would pay millions and millions of dollars just to downstream data to Netflix's customers.
Yeah.
So what would happen also there is, I can serve my own videos. Comcast may say, I want to serve my own videos. I'm going to show all these. I'm going to have these videos available for you. But if you want to watch Netflix, you have to pay a premium. So it would be as fast as ours. They can control those things.
Yeah.
No, what the Obama is trying to say, or even what net neutrality is saying, is that everybody's equal. Packets should be delivered equally, as fast. Our video, this download of this podcast should be as fast as YouTube. It should be as fast as Netflix. It should be as fast as any other. So it just promotes more, innovation and stuff like that. They're saying that that's the argument of Ted Cruz. He's saying that net neutrality is the Obamacare of internet. Actually, it's not. It's not about the government controlling everything. It's more like giving equality to all, freedom and everything. And that's something that Ted Cruz doesn't understand. So, of course, he's been paid by lobbyists.
Oh, yeah.
He's been paid by his supporters. And
America just elected a Republican Congress, so we're probably all screwed. But
yeah. Anyway, if I'm wrong, as far as I know, that's pretty much I know that throttling and everything, because that could happen to us. Yeah. Our downloads might be slower if I don't pay more, something like that.
So my AT&T Uverse bill could go from $130 a month to $200 a month, so I can have decent internet speeds.
Oh yeah. One more thing. Porn. That could even be affected. What's going to happen now? That could happen Oh, you want to watch porn? You can pay this extra premium so you can download. You can watch video from Xtube more. They can have an all internet. They can't say porn. Porn.
Yeah.
There's a basic account
Yeah.
and there's a
All
porn
inclusive.
account, all inclusive account,
Okay.
meaning you can download porn. But if you have basic, they could even block. That's the point of this. They can even block everything. They have the power to block the sites that you can do. But then if you pay for a premium,
Yeah.
then I can give you access to those sites. That's what ISPs can do without net neutrality. So that it really affects so many people. It needs to be. That's what Obama was saying. It needs to be a utility. Right now, water or electricity. There's no rationing right now. Everybody gets electricity. There's no you didn't pay much. You only have 8 hours of electricity. Things like that. They don't do that. The power companies don't do that. Should be the
They
same
just
thing
have
with
brownouts because they set up these places, set it up so they don't have enough power plants to supply the power that's needed.
right.
It'd be too expensive to build more.
So anyway, so that's the geek part of the show. Remember Brian was telling me to do what do you call this app? I need to show an app. Actually, okay. One of the things I would recommend is to download Injustice. It's a DC game. It's a DC game. Yeah, DC game. So it's got
Like Justice League.
it's Justice League, but it called it Injustice, and I forgot. There's a Injustice colon something. I forgot the last name, the last thing. But then it's a game right now. I play on this Android device. It's like Mortal Kombat, but DC characters. So you got Nightwing, you got the Flash, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, or who else? Harlequin, Solomon Grundy, or Sinestro, Green Lantern. So they're all fighting. Do you use their
One of those
powers?
people you just named might show up on the Flash tonight.
Oh, really? Oh, that's what's recording here or a while ago. I'm excited. There's so many things that Flash is becoming very, very.
You need to start watching the Arrow.
Really?
Yes, because they're gonna start tying stuff together.
So the Flash.
I
will
think
be
the
running
night's
around
the
there.
first episode they combine, or maybe it's the next one. I can't, but I know some they start crossing over
Okay.
for a couple episodes. So.
I need to mention something about TV shows really quick. But yeah, Injustice. Okay, if you're just download it, I think it's good for your tablets, not necessarily in the phone. So that's one of my recommendations right now. Injustice. About the movies, I posted on Facebook today. Z Nation. Have you been watching Z Nation?
Yeah.
I hate it.
Why do you hate it?
I'm beginning to hate it.
Why?
It's just the acting is just so bad. The situations.
It's a cheap zombie show.
I know it's a lame attempt by Sci-Fi, by the Sci-Fi Channel to make a zombie movie. Oh, we gotta make a zombie movie, a zombie TV show. So let's make a zombie TV show. I guess it's popular. It's just that the acting and the what do you call this? The plots are just so horrible. That's what I
I thought
thought.
this week's episode was good. Did you watch it?
Which one? The one with the guy and the girl?
Yeah.
I hated it because it kept repeating, and it's a filler episode. They just wanted to do something.
Well, no, she'd been having these issues all along, and they finally brought to head what her issue was.
Yeah, it was her all along. And
Yeah.
things like that. So
And that's the whole thing, that she kept dreaming this.
I know, but it doesn't move the plot any
Look,
further.
everything can't be Walking Dead. And
Well,
Walking Dead almost got cut Sunday because of some of the stuff they were showing. The censors almost pulled it. So,
but it was hot though with Abraham, having sex with, I gotta get some ass, as we said before.
Yeah.
Abraham is kind of a
true, but I have a couple women at work that watch it with their younger children,
Uh-huh.
not babies or young children, but like preteens. And they were like, you
So covering the eyes.
close your ears up, close your eyes,
Close your ears, you might hear. Okay. Anyway, okay.
Okay.
So
All right,
let's move
on to the bazaar. Now we go from having a micro penis to how to deal with penis princesses.
Okay.
We've all been with one. We've all been with those guys, the ones who are all geared up to go at the first moment of contact. But once you hit the bedroom and things heat up, their equipment starts to get fussy. All of a sudden, you go from hot and heavy to just heavy. You have no idea why it's happening, and it's not always the easiest thing to address. We know how sensitive men are about their privates. So, I kind of had this issue.
Okay.
I'm a penis princess, I guess. So,
In what way? What kind of issues?
well,
Oh, okay.
when you have sex with a penis princess, it feels like his penis is running the show. The penis likes this. The penis dislikes this. The penis likes this too much. So you better be moving it. Stop moving immediately, or this only makes you want to scream out. Well, the vagina gives up. And this is from a woman's point of view. So,
All right.
but I thought this was pretty interesting. This goes with gay guys too. So, penis princess number 1, performance anxiety guy. This penis is eager to please. He really wants to be the penis he initially was during the heavy petting stage of your initial hookup. But once the spotlight sits and the clothes are off, he gets the case of stage fright and freezes up. I do that a lot. I used to do that a lot.
I know how that feels.
Especially when, like, that's why I don't like hooking up that much, because I got to get to know somebody before I can just have sex with them. I mean, there aren't those times when I did, but just so.
Back then.
Back
Okay.
then. Penis princess number 2, the foreplay flounderer. This penis is all about intercourse. He can keep it locked and loaded for the main event, no problem. But the minute the focus turns off him and onto you, he loses it. So it's all about his penis.
Ah, okay.
That's most gay guys, though.
Most gay guys are like that.
Penis princess number 3, the latex hair.
Oh no, the bareback.
Whether it's due to lack of sensitivity or a general dislike of condoms, he's suddenly selling the minute you hand him one. Well, guess what? Unsafe is not an option. So.
Unless you've both been tested. Yeah.
Well, that's everybody's personal thing. I see everybody now on Craigslist, I guess, is taking PrEP.
PrEP is becoming very popular now, right?
Yeah. And I've heard a bunch of people talk about, I go to these parties and nobody's using condoms because all the guys are on PrEP.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I've heard of a friend who's into that. A couple of friends, and they're into PrEP, and we're talking about being plowed by 12 guys.
Some guys love that.
And he's keeping score, and then he's okay. It's not like, it feels like doing prep is like I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's a license to kill. I don't know, not license to kill, but
Yeah.
it feels that way. That just because I'm in prep, I can do anything.
Oh well.
Anyway.
Penis princess number 4, the position picky guy. We've all met this penis at some point in our lives. He's only happy thrusting in turbo mode, offering on top or from behind. If he doesn't get to have things his way, he becomes fussy and will stop what he's doing to sulk.
Okay.
Penis princess number 5, the minute man.
The minute man.
He's the most excited, the most enthusiastic, and the most sensitive. Imagine this. You show up after a buffet starving and all the food looks so incredible but you can't wait to try everything in sight, and then you get full after the first baby kiss and leave feeling dissatisfied.
Just when you're putting the condom on and then he comes.
Yeah. So that was the 5 different penis princesses. So I thought it was kind of interesting. But it was written by for other females. So.
Okay.
But it applies to gays too, I think.
It applies to a lot of gay guys too.
So.
Wow, we're about 48, almost 50 minutes, I think. Math is hard, but yeah, we're running on it.
We might get throttled back.
We might get throttled. Anyway,
what are we? Good way.
Okay, what are we planning this weekend?
Well, we have a couple of guys that are coming into town to visit because they're going on this little bear cruise that leaves from Galveston this weekend, which is why I got my bear pirate on. Or the bear butt pirates that are coming into town.
Yeah, so this coming weekend, our friends Devin and Jay are going to be in town. And also Phil from Ohio. And we're looking forward to see them and meet them because they haven't been to Houston before. Yeah. Well, except for Phil. He's been here. I was with Phil before. So.
Oh, you were?
No, I was not with Phil.
What kind of penis princess is Phil?
I wouldn't know. How would I know that? Anyway, so yeah, we'll meet up with them and then hang out and then go to Neon Boots because that's where it's going to be 600, possibly 600 bears are going to be there at Neon Boots.
Right.
Well, there are about 600, I think, who are going to the Chumley Cruise. It's Chumley Cruise, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's a Chumley Cruise. Please correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But yeah, there's a cruise coming from Houston.
With a bunch of
From
bears
Galveston
on it.
with the bears. And it's going to be...
And if that boat's rocking,
Mm-hmm. That's right. So it's going to be a boat full of bears. And they're all going to be at Neon Boots this coming weekend. So I'm looking
I don't
forward
think
to
they're
seeing
all
them.
going to be there, but
No,
there's a big
many
party.
of them.
There's a big pre-party thing for them Saturday
Yeah.
night at Neon Boots. So
600? I don't think it's going to hold it. 600. That's too much.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
they'll
so.
all show up.
It's going to be a long line. Okay, so I guess that's it. Thank you everyone for watching or listening. If you want to contact us, send your emails to show@bearpodcast.com.
Or if you'd like to leave a voicemail, your opinion, or a comment on an article we've talked about on the show, then leave us a voicemail at 206-222-2327. That's 206-222-BEAR.
Yes, give a voice message and we will play it in the show. And subscribe via iTunes, Vimeo, and YouTube. And you can also listen to the show at Bear Radio Network and Stitcher Radio. And you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can go to the official website at BearPodcast.com. Thank you everyone for watching or listening. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Bear Podcast. Many moves and many hugs.
Woof, what a bear.
Podcast your ass.
Woof, what a bear. Woof, what a bear.
Podcast your ass.
Woof, what a bear. Woof, what a bear.
Podcast your ass.
Woof, what a bear.
We went, and there was like a bunch of geeks there. There's like these guys dressed up as NASA space pilots and their little geeky
Oh, really?
outfits. Hilarious.
God.
There was a bunch of bears there too. I was like, Marriage missing out.
Oh no, there were a couple of bears with me. So
And then Jose.
wait, Quentin from Australia? He's a big
I don't
guy.
think so. He's a big guy, but I don't think he's from Australia.
There's one Quentin I know. Is that a Killer Bob shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In this episode of Bear Podcast,
Interstellar.
man with a micro penis
Obama net neutrality.
and penis princesses.
All this and shit. It's like all this and stay tuned.